What is going on, guys? Another cheeky little realistic mission video. As usual, in the description in the playlist is all of the missions if you'd like to go back and try them all out. It is for the veteran walkthrough as well. I try and get as much in it as I can, because this isn't honestly the hardest mission, but it is a part which is extremely hard. So setup is completely up to you. I would use the homing surge, which is the bottom left one for the robots one. It gets the enemy to run into a bunch of robots and explode, so helpful for this first bit. Later on though, you can switch to swarm because there'll be a lot of human enemies right at the beginning though. After the cutscene, there'll be two enemies right on the right hand side, duck behind the car and slowly move around the left hand side using the cars for cover. There's not too many enemies here. Teammates should take a few of them out, but be aware that there might be a few at the back. Round to the left, you want to hug this left wall and peek around. There's going to be 2 or 3 on the right. A few drones which you can't hack. You can't hack at all throughout this mission, I should mention that. Basically just same technique as you usually do. Peek around the corner, in and out, nice and easily. Once you've taken them all out, there's a few up the top left. Loads will jump down from the left hand side, so be careful. They will run towards you, so be quick. Use flashes, etc. if you need to, and then climb on up. The little peasants throughout the mission kept getting in my way, my teammates. Make sure you don't shoot them because it does count as a restart checkpoint. But hug this left car when you get out. There'll be 3 enemies. Grenade is probably the best thing to do here, but there may be an enemy up the top. There usually is, be careful. One will jump down right there too. Where that guy's climbing up, you can see him up there. Pick them off if you can, but don't shoot your teammates. It's freaking annoying. There'll be enemies around the corner on the right and the left when you get up, so as soon as you can, climb up here and hug one of the cars or this red barrier. Completely up to how you do it. Same thing again, just pick them off. They will come towards you, some of them. There'll be drones as well. Move to the left is what I'd say is the best strategy here after you've picked off the guys up the end. 4 or 5 more will come at you, so peek around. If you have flashes again, nades, use them. Again, just stick to the far left hand side. There's a few cars you can hide behind. There will be guys spawning to the right of you, not too many this time, but again, same technique. Peek out of cover, pick them off, and prepare yourself for the tough part. It is possible to do this without dying, but it's very, 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 very unlikely. So, best strategy, just dive down and hug this middle car is the best place to hide because you can't get shot under the bottom of it, and you will get killed by rockets every now and then, but it's the best position to avoid them. So if you can, pick up an RPG, and to the right of you is a war machine which you can use for later on, but you don't have to get that straight away. Best strategy, take out the big paws on the left, then go for the ASP in the middle. What you want to do is there's this little box thing on the left that you can just crouch behind. Take him out as soon as you can. Just keep trying to get it eventually. Use 1 rocket. If you can get 2 in, then go for it, but keep picking in and out of cover because there's so many enemies here, they will keep firing at you. Be aware that the little enemies do damage too, so if you see any of them, use your ability to explode one of them and try and take out the ASP as soon as possible. It is hard to notice, but on the floor it will flash red, and that means a rocket will be heading your way. So if it's anywhere near you, move out of the range. So be aware of that. And while you're shooting the ASP, I should mention it will look away from you, so shoot it when it's looking away. You don't want it to be aiming at your forehead while you're trying to take it out. Moving on to the right though, there will be another pause which you can take out with ease with your RPG. Plenty of cover over here behind the stairs. A few enemies on the left, pick them off before you move up. Just basically want to hug this right wall right here. There will be a can't even remember, Wraith, the big flyer thingy you see me shooting now. 2 shots of an RPG will take it down, and then ever so sneakily move up using cover on the right. And going into this doorway is your best move. There's going to be 3 or 4 that come through, so hide behind the wall right side before you go through. pick them off. Now 2 paws will come through a door on the right in front of you. So what you want to do is hug the left wall by the ammo crate until they go by. Again, you can either use the RPG or your war machine here. War machine works well. You can just spray them down before they come out properly, but you might get shot by a rocket. Again, stick to the left hand side until you're ready to shoot them. That's the best thing to do. You can't die while you're over by the ammo crate. I've tried so many times, and this is the best strategy to use. So after you've destroyed the paws, sneak round, and there'll be another ASP that you have to take out. Wait till it moves over to the right hand side so you get a good sight of it. Takes about 4 or 5 RPGs, but after a while you will do it. Watch for the drones that are flying about, watch for enemies that may sneak in through the door behind you and in front of you, and just keep going. You'll get it eventually. Now, can't stress this enough, throw a grenade against this wall on the right hand side. The reason we want to do that is a lot of drones will drop down behind you, so the grenades will pick them off. Go into this room, and there'll be 2 that spawn in through the spawny thingies in front of you. Take them out. On your left, before you go out through your door, use your ability, use the flashes, everything to the far left, and basically just slide in, hack it. You've got to try and get lucky here, because there will be a pause on the other side. If you want to try and pick it off first, then give it a go, but be careful because they will carry on spawning in the machines behind you. What I did was hack it, slide in to the left hand side, wait for the checkpoint to save. I've made it sound kind of easy, but honestly there's so many enemies here, it's going to take you a long time to do it. So be patient, keep going. It honestly took me a better part of an hour and a half just to get through this one mission. What I will say is, if you're gonna go out today, I wouldn't start it, because when you come back it spawns you back in the plane if you haven't reached inside the door yet. So make some time for it, get it done, and move on up. So coming around the corner there'll be 2 up on the walkway. Take them out, either use your ability or just pick them off. Hug this little box on the right. 3 more will come at you from the bottom. So again, same strategy, peek over the box or use your ability. Now lay down, peek slightly to the left of the box, and there'll be 2 up on the walkway you can shoot through the barriers. And going round, you want to hug this next little right bit, and there may be enemies coming on the top, there may not be, so be prepared in case they are. Next room, you want to have your normal weapon out, because there may be enemies that come from the left on the stairs that you can see in just a second. Take them out, then turn your attention to the paws. There will be 2 paws, so use your RPG. You will have your war machine as well, don't forget that if you did pick it up. We do a lot of damage, and we actually take them out a lot quicker than your RPG, so do that. Then there'll be a few normal enemies along the top, and they will come out through a door just in front of where you just shot the paws down. So take them out again in Billy, or just peek and lean over the box like I'm doing right now, and then you have a lot of cutscenes to go through, so enjoy them. Okay, now this next part is extremely tough on realistic, so what you want to do, as soon as this little bit ends, 5 enemies will spawn all around you. Sprint, slide, hide behind the tree right in front of you, and you have to get a little bit of luck on this. I hope they don't shoot you. If you can scroll through your abilities, release a swarm while you're doing this, and they will take out enemies for you. If you can't, then you're just going to have to slide and hope they don't pick you off. Now go over to this little rock on the right hand side. 4 or 5 enemies at the top, most of them snipers, so be careful when you peek your head over. Pick them off or use a swarm again if you have it. Flashes and grenades etc. work pretty damn cheekily here. Now you're going to dive off the edge, and you want to hug the left rock closest to you as soon as you get down there. Going to be A lot of enemies actually, it's about 8 or 9 enemies that are going to keep spawning in. On this part of the mission, be aware whenever you see birds flying to a location, it's probably going to be an enemy spawning, so have your sights up ready to pick them off. Just take him out, move around. There'll be a guy behind the rock that you're on, usually, so be careful that he doesn't sneakily take you out. And move up. First door you go through, you want to have your swarm. You can choose your loadout in a box back where you go before you choose which door to go through. Slide to this little box though as soon as you get to here, and release the swarm if you put it on. If you haven't, I suggest you don't move. Let Taylor try and take him out. When you're ready, there'll be a few guys on the right, a few on the left. Put your tactical mode on, I should say that. For some reason it keeps turning off, so make sure it's on when you're doing the combat bits. Same technique as you usually do from now on. Swarm or peek over ever so slightly like I'm doing right now. Be aware enemies will spawn out of nowhere, sometimes right in front of you, so be ready to take them out if you need to. And make your way through the middle is what I say. Slightly to the left but in the middle, because there'll be enemies both sides. You don't want to get caught where they're spawning. So keep moving up and taking them out nice and slowly. There'll be a bit where you run through a bunch of cars that keep turning on through a little misty part. This next part, stick to the right, go through the train. You can see enemies through the window pretty damn easily. And when you get to the end, go through the portal. Now there'll be drones in this part. There's going to be 4 or 5, maybe even 6. A few when you spawn in. When you go up further, a few more will spawn in, and again for a third time, maybe. So be prepared. And once you've killed them all, burn it and go on to the next door. Don't really need to do too much until you see that VTOL crash. Run to this rock here. It's going to be a guy on the left that is behind the wall. We can shoot you, I don't know how, but you know. It's going to be 2 along the top, and 1 more will spawn in on the top once you kill those 2. Same with the bottom right, 2 down there, 1 more will spawn in after you've killed those 2 on the right. Swarm helps a lot. There's a little white shield thingy on the right where you are now. I want to run to that because a lot of enemies are going to run through the door on the right. 4 or 5 actually, so pick them off as they come through. And then make your way over to this big ass building on the left. Hard to tell you how to do this part because there's going to be loads to the right of the building that are just sitting there, and 3 or 4 will actually try and run through on the left, so keep switching sides, picking them off. Little nutter. Knife if you need to, but just move up this building once you've taken out all the enemies. Use the cover, peek and lean around. Be very aware that they will come through, so just have quick reactions and move to the next part. Going up the hill, there's going to be some that spawn, so edge up slowly, pick them off with a few headshots. 2 or 3 enemies up here. Round to your right, going to be 4 or 5 more enemies, so you can actually jump up on the black stuff on the left and just edge over again like you just did on the hill. Best strategy to use. Go up to this building. You're going to want to edge forward outside first to get enemies to spawn in. Then you can go and use the cover indoors. Take them out slowly, peeking over the window. Going up the hill again, go to this greenish box that will spawn in. 2 probably on the platform you're on. You can actually use the building on the right to sneak through if you need to. There's going to be loads, and there's a little open bit in front of you, so just very slowly go up to the barrier and do the exact same thing we're doing throughout every mission. Peek and lean technique, nice and slowly, calmly. Don't need to rush this part, you're very close to the end. As once you've taken all these enemies in the middle part, you will go through a portal. Kill the waps, exactly the same as the drones. Be 2 when you come in, move up 2 more, and again 2 more waps when you get close to the end of the portal. Last door where you go through, you'll get to the Bloody River, and you want to head to the right. There's going to be a few up top, there'll be a few maybe around the right, but you want to go through this window into the house. Round to the right again, be 2 or 3 heading towards you. Some up the top snipers, make sure you don't get picked off like that. But that's the way you want to go, down to the right, use the cover until you get to this last bit, and you want to head up because there'll be a few over the other side again to the right of you that you can't really pick off too well down below. So jump down, head towards this big yellow lorry, hide behind it and lob a nade or flash, anything, let swarm go if you have them. Move to the right if you haven't taken them all out. You'll be 4 or 5 down there. Picks most of them off with my nade though. Makes it nice and easy to do. And go through the final portal, where you will be met by another bloody river, but this time they have those bombs that were in a previous mission, mission 5 I think. So they're very hard to see. They don't appear on your tactical mode, so look up as soon as you get in. You see them dropping down, you'll be about 11 or 12 as you go up. Stay away from them when you're shooting them, and just make sure you don't die. You can see them, they're very hard to see, but you can see flashy lights, round circle thingies, and that is literally all you have to do for this part. Go and burn the thingy down, and you should end up with another cutscene. Not going to spoil anything in case you haven't actually finished the campaign yet, so that is all you literally need to do though for the rest of this mission. So I hope this has helped you get closer to that platinum. Again, if you want to go back and play some more missions, because you're probably going to do it on Veteran 2, just like I'm about to, without dying, in the description is the playlist with each and every mission in, now that it's complete. Try to help you as much as I can. Anything you don't understand or want me to explain more, just let me know in the comments below. I'll reply as soon as I see it. But did take a fair amount of time to make these, so if you want to show support, that would be much appreciano. It's not necessary, but it is very much appreciated. So good luck getting the rest of your trophies, and the majority of them will be on my channel if you need them. So I'll see you soon.
Darling, I will be loving you